I am back with, I believe it's Flosstube number 23. I am here with the lovely Artemis. It is a dark, stormy day, so of course she has to be with Mama so I can protect her from the thunder. That's important because the thunders are going to get her. I will say I have been sick, so if I sound nasally or hoarse or anything like that, I am sorry. I will try to edit out any coughing or sneezing or anything like that. Nobody wants to see me, hack up a lung. So, first, I want to start by saying hello. I'm Sherry. This is my little crafty corner of the internet. Welcome to my craft room. It's kind of a disorderly craft room right now because I had 3 little boys rampaging through here earlier and swatting things off into the floor. So basically what I did is I just picked everything up and piled it on my cutting table so that I can put it all away. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy you came to visit me in my craft room. I hope you see something you like. If you're a returning visitor, welcome. I'm always happy to see you. I want to say thank you to everyone who has liked or subscribed, especially commented. I love reading the comments. I love getting to know all of you. So yeah, let's get started. I do have some finishes. I have a little bit of progress. I do have some acquisitions to my stash. I have dubbed this my year of the stitch along because I have lost my mind. I have joined 5 mystery stitch alongs. There are just so many cool ones this year. I don't know what to say. I can't help myself. This year, everyone seems to be doing stitch alongs that are specifically aimed in my interest. It is what it is. I'll try to keep up with them. We'll see how it goes. But first, let's go with a little bit about life. As I said, we've all been sick. My husband is completely well. My daughter is pretty much well. Every now and then she'll have kind of a coughing fit, but that's it. I am almost well. I am still nasally. I still have congestion, but no more chills, no more aches, none of that. That's nice. And I will say, this is so sad. Looking on the bright side, being sick in bed, my arm has had a chance to heal. I haven't been able to use it, so it's had a chance to heal. I won't say it's 100% just yet, so about 95%. That's awesome. Cheeto has settled in. He is fully integrated now. He is one of the family. He likes to snuggle. He is a very calm, laid-back cat. He's not interested in fighting. There has been no fighting. He, Snickers, and Jelly Bean are fast friends. They play and romp through the house and have a good time. Hecate is Hecate. As long as you don't make me or my air dirty, I'll let you live. Now, he did sneeze in her face the other day, and she proceeded to whoop his butt, but, it is what it is. Hecate is not about getting dirty. So, and she's firmly in charge of all of us. As I said, Artemis is fine. She's just right now worried about the thunders getting her, but, Mama will protect her. So, that's it with life. on to cross stitch. Cross stitch. I have some finishes. I have a new beginning. And I have a little bit of progress, not a whole lot, and a few acquisitions. But again, not a whole lot. We'll start with finishes. So, I have been following my checklist as I said I would. Now, you know, I did not get my Christmas ornament for last month done. So I've done 2 this month to make up for that. The first Christmas ornament I did this month is Woodland Holiday, and it was in just cross stitch Christmas ornament edition of 2023, so the latest one. And it is this little guy. I think he turned out cute. I love it. I just used the called for DMC floss. I used a scrap of 14 count Ada. It is the color Rustic. As I said, whenever I finish bigger projects, I take the smaller pieces that I cut off and I have a box. I just throw them in the box, and that is my ornament stash. That is what I use for my smalls, like bookmarks and ornaments, you know. But I finished him. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is fully finish him into a small hoop and then decorate the hoop and use it as a tree ornament. But once again, that is Woodland Holiday from Just Cross Stitch Christmas Edition 2023. The next ornament I finished was for this month, and it is Poinsettia and Pine Peacock. Now, this one is designed by Kathleen Berlew, I think is her name. I think that's how you pronounce it. If it's not, I'm sorry. It is from Just Cross Stitch Christmas Ornament Edition 2020. And it is this one. Now, I will say, when I was stitching this, I wasn't paying attention. These squares were not supposed to be squares. They were supposed to be circles. But they ended up squares because I wasn't paying attention. However, it doesn't detract from the pattern. And you know what? We're just going to say it makes it unique and leave it like that. Because I don't want to rip them out. This one is stitched on a scrap of 14 count Ada in vintage white. And I think he turned out cute. Now, originally, this was charted with Sullivan's floss, but I didn't have any, so I just did a DMC conversion. And I think it came out fine. But once again, this is Poinsettia and Pine Peacock, and it's from the Just Cross Stitch Christmas Ornament Edition 2020. And I think he turned out cute. Now the next finish I have is embroidery, not cross stitch. If you follow me on Instagram, and it's same as here, Hecate's Needle, you will have seen this little bunny. I stitched this from a kit from Corinne LaPierre, and I did it for my daughter's Easter basket this year. Now, he's a little bunny. He's got his little pink toe beans. Toe beans are important. Everybody loves the little pink toe beans. But you've got the little bunny, and then he just slips into his little carrot bed. And there you go. I think he came out utterly adorable. And I have a couple more of her embroidery kits over there. I need to stitch them, but I specifically wanted to stitch this one quickly so that I could have it for my daughter's Easter basket. But that is my other finish. Okay, those are the finishes. Next, we have progress. Progress is a happy thing. I didn't work on a bunch of projects this time. Mostly because since all of us were sick, I really didn't have the time, per se. But I did work on my seed pack towels. This is a project from Just Cross Stitch magazine, June 2021. And it is designed by Elizabeth Spurlock of Saving Grace's Fine Needle Arts. And it is the seed pack towels. Now I'm not stitching this on towels. I am stitching this as prints for my kitchen wall. I have already completed the lettuce. The lettuce is done, and I'm now working on the tomato. Here is the lettuce. I love it. I think it turned out beautiful. And then this is what I've gotten done of the tomato. When you last saw it, it looked like this. I had just done the first shade of red, and I color complete when I stitch most of the time. But now, as you can see, I have filled in the lighter shades of red, and I've started filling in the darker shade. I've completed the stem. Now there will be some leaves on the bottom, but I'll complete those once I've gotten to the bottom of the tomato, so I don't have to do all that counting. There's no rush. This has been such a quick and easy stitch. It is just full crosses, no back stitch, no fancy stitches, no partial stitches. It is just full cross stitch, and then the little shadow underneath in gray is a half stitch. That's it. These have been fast, easy stitches, which is kind of nice. You know, especially if you're working on larger, more complicated projects, this is a nice break. But I'm stitching this on a 14 count Aida, and it is in a pale lemon yellow. And that's how much I've gotten done on that. Once they're both finished, I intend to get matching frames for them, and as I said, hang them in my kitchen wall. The next progress I've got is also my new start. As I said, this is my year of the stitch along. So my first stitch along has begun. I signed up for the Herbalist Stitch Along from World on a String by Dara. Well, World on a String by Dara. This is a mystery stitch along. The very first section of it, the frame, was released on the 15th. So I started stitching it on the 15th when it was released. Now, I have not finished the frame, but there's a reason. This is what I've gotten done thus far. Now, what I've not completed is the back stitch around the blocks. You can see I've gotten all of these on the top done, and then I've started going down this side and got there. and ran out of floss. And I don't have any more of that color. I have this much. And this is not enough. So, I think it's beautiful right now. I've done the first little square. That's the mortar and pestle. That's what's been released. But this is what's been released. And all I have left to do is finish the back stitching along the squares. That's all I have left to do. I just have to get some more floss. And I'll run into Hobby Lobby this weekend on Saturday and pick that up so that I can finish that frame. But lots of stitching done on that. I'm trying to keep up with them. Trying being the key word. Now, for plans, as I said, I'm going to keep going by my checklist. The checklist really does help me. It actually helps me a lot. As you can see, this month I've not checked off much. Which means I'm going to have to work really hard next month. But as I said, with all three of us being sick, my time has been limited. But I finished all of January stitching and February stitching. So I'm working on March. I am probably not going to list my stitch-alongs on this. I'm going to keep track of them another way. Because in some cases, well, in most of them, there are multiple releases in that month. So I'm not going to keep track of them via the checklist. What I'm going to do is my Witch's Daybook. Now, I'd mentioned my husband got me this for Christmas. When I was studying for my studying for my master's degree, he would get me these for Christmas so that I could keep track of all of my assignments and tests and everything else. Well, once I graduated, we won't worry about how many years ago that was. It actually wasn't that long ago. When I graduated, he kept buying them, which is fine, you know. But I didn't really have need for them. But I figured since I'm going to be I've so far signed up for 5 stitch-alongs. Oh my god, I've lost my mind. I'm going to use this for those. And literally what I'm doing is marking down the release schedule. See? Like March 15th. The Herbalist frame. And as I complete that section, I'll highlight it, mark it off. So that way I can keep track. I'm going to use this to keep track of the releases, the release dates. See? Got the Herbalist, and then down here, we've got Deadly Aquarium. And they're color-coded for my convenience. So I'm going to keep track of them this way, and hopefully that will help me keep up with them. Something else, I had mentioned last time that I really wanted to start my cute little Valentine Ghosty. I have not yet, but I have a reason. This is a kit by Forbidden Fiber, and my husband got this for me for Valentine's Day. Now, they had emailed me the pattern. There was a mistake on it. And they emailed me the correction. I don't even remember what it was. I don't remember. But there was some mistake. So they emailed a correction. But I printed that correction out. And this is not the chart, so. I haven't started it yet. because what I want to do is take the original pattern and compare it with this. So, but this is in my cup, my mystical magical cup of projects, and I will get to it. Now for acquisitions. Okay, hold on. I have a drink. Somewhere I have a drink. Here's my drink. My mocha. My husband is so wonderful. He made me a mocha before he went to work this morning. I think he feels guilty about making me sick because I got sicker than either of the other two. And I'm sure it's because I was worn out. So, acquisitions. The first one I did not buy. Okay, so the first thing I got, as I said, I'm doing 5 separate stitch-alongs because I've lost my mind and gone senile. The first one is Femurs and Fungi by Fine Frog Stitching. Me and my science degrees, this was right up my alley. Now, I had already ordered this. I had already signed up for the stitch along, paid for it. When she announced on Instagram that she was going to be having a giveaway. And the giveaway was for the called for fabric, which is by Witch's Garden Crafts. I never win anything, but I went ahead and signed up. Why not? Well, I actually won. She picked my name. The random picker picked my name. She didn't. And I won the fabric. Now, as I said, this is a fabric from Witch's Garden Crafts. I just received it the other day. And it is in the color Eclipse. And it is gorgeous. It is this deep, dark purple. And it is beautiful. I love it. It's a 1/4 yard of it. Beautiful, beautiful fabric. Which, you know, Witch's Garden Crafts, you just really can't go wrong with her fabrics. They're always just beautiful. But I won the giveaway for the fabric. So I now have the fabric for it. I just have to pull the floss and I'm all set. So that's very exciting. I was excited about that. The next one I got, the next stitch along, I signed up for the Deadly Aquarium Stitch Along by Lola Crow. Now, once again, our bedroom is done in a nautical theme. Ships, oceans, lighthouses, that kind of thing. Yes, we live on the coast. We're cliche. But we don't have a nautical theme in our bedroom because we live on the coast. We have a nautical theme in our bedroom because my husband's a fisherman and he loves fishing and that's what he picked. And I said, okay. But my husband has a thing for mermaids. As I've mentioned before, he calls me his mermaid. He also has a tattoo of a mermaid, but it's not, you know, Ariel from Disney. It is a true mermaid. So I figured this one he would love, the Deadly Aquarium. So I signed up for that one. I have not gotten fabric for it yet, but I have time. I don't think it doesn't even start until April 12th. They're going to release the frame, so I have time to get fabric. But I signed up for that one. The other one I signed up for is Beautiful Biomes by Pixel Pixie Cross Stitch. I signed up for this one, of course, with my degree in horticulture. Well, my emphasis was in conservation. That is my thing. That is my passion. So the way she's got it set up is she's releasing a different biome each time. Like one day or one release may be the desert. The next release may be the temperate forest. The next one, marine. It's a different biome each time. And I love that idea, that concept. Now, it is supposed to be stitched. It's meant to be stitched in one color. I will wait to decide whether I want to do it that way or not. I might not. But again, I don't have the fabric for it yet. But I've got time. I think the first release, is next week. March 25th. Okay, so I need to go through my fabric stash. But it's only 161 stitches wide by 209 stitches high. So I should have a piece of fabric big enough. The question is, do I have one that colorful? Now, the Beautiful Biomes, she says, does include cross stitches, back stitches, and French knots, which is no big deal. I don't care. So that's fine. But so I've got the Femurs and Fungi, the Beautiful Biomes, the Deadly Aquarium, and I've got the Herbalist. I said I had 5. The 5th one is Noctiflora's Vampirum. Now, of course, it's Noctiflora, so of course I have to stitch it. I have to. I signed up for it, paid for it, and I went on Witch's Garden Crafts because she did the official fabric for it. And I ordered the fabric to go with it. Now, I wanted to go with the called for fabric because it will match the rare horror flies that I did last year. And that's what I want to do, is I want to hang it next to it. But the fabric is by Witch's Garden Crafts. It is a lighter purple than the other one. Still gorgeous. I love it. And it is in the color Batavia. And like I said, this fabric will match my rare horror flies beautifully. So I got the fabric and the stitch along for that. Well, nothing travels alone. So it's a law. I'm sure of it. So while I was on Witch's Garden Crafts ordering the fabric for Vampirum, I decided, well, you know what? I've got all these projects. I'll order another piece of fabric. Now, when I ordered this, I did not realize it was the official fabric for Femurs and Fungi, but I ordered 1/8 of a yard of Eclipse, which is the same fabric as the Femurs and Fungi. So I have 2 of these now. Now this is a smaller piece. This is half the size of the other one. And I was actually thinking I would use this for the Lunatic Moth Life Cycle by Noctiflora, because it will also match. So I may do that. I may stitch that one on this. I'm not certain yet. But, so now I have a second piece of that, which I'll use it. That's fine. It's gorgeous. I love it. And when you order from Witch's Garden Crafts, she always sends you like a little sample square of fabric. And this is the one I got. And it is in a dusky rose color. And I mean, she sends a nice sample, big enough for a little ornament. perfect. So this will go in my little ornament box, but I'm sure I can get something pretty off of that. But that was my sample. Now, last time I had mentioned that I was still waiting for my February Fabric of the Month Club from Witch's Garden Crafts. The post office lost it. So I had filled out a missing mail request for them to put a search for it. Well, the day after I did that, Michelle from Witch's Garden Crafts contacted me and said, "Hey, Sherry, I noticed that the USPS lost your package. Would you prefer a refund or would you prefer the fabric?" And I said, "Well, I'd really prefer the fabric. I'm not really worried about the refund." And she's like, "Okay, cool." She's like, "No problem." Right now, at the time, she was visiting her dad. She's like, "When I get home, I'll get you another piece in the mail." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." I'm telling you, she is fabulous. She is fabulous. The customer service is amazing. I mean, how many people track your packages for you to know that they were lost? That's awesome. But she said, "When I get home, I'll get you another piece of fabric in the mail." And I'm like, "Okay, cool. No problem. No rush." Family first always with me. But anyway, maybe 3 days later, they delivered the package. So this package was delivered to Houston, was sent on to next facility, whatever that might be. Then it showed up in Houston again. So I guess next facility is themselves. And then Georgia. And then back to Houston. The North Houston Distribution Center for the USPS has the reputation for being one of the worst USPS centers in the country. And I think they're proud of it because every day they strive to reach that goal. But anyway, I finally received it. And of course, I immediately shot off an email to her letting her know, "Hey, I got it. No need to send me something else." But this is the February Fabric of the Month Club from Witch's Garden Crafts. And I get the 1/8 of a yard, 14 count Aida. And it is in the color opal. And it is this beautiful spring pink and green. And that is actually a good a good representation of the color. It is beautiful. I love it. Like I said, it's very, very springy. And I'm going to have to sit down and go through my patterns to see what's getting stitched on this, because something will be. With me being sick, I haven't been able to match my fabrics to like I normally do. And the only other things I got, I didn't really pay attention to market. I just don't. To me, I'm not going to pre-order a bunch of stuff. I'm just going to wait and see what shows up in the shops I like to shop in. But Laura from I Stitch Birds, the queen of enablers, she sent me a message and she said, "Oh my God, you need to stitch this." And when I got it and looked at it, I said, "Oh my God, yes I do." So I didn't pre-order it, but I went ahead and put, notify me when in stock. Well, they notified me and I immediately ordered it. And it is, but the pattern is by the Artsy Housewife, and it is Vicious. And this is perfect. Let me tell you, I have spent the past week picking flowers up off my floor. Bent, broken, bitten, chewed up flowers. My husband bought me flowers at the beginning of the week. Put them in a vase. They've been on my dresser. That vase of flowers has bounced off my floor so many times. For whatever reason, Jelly Bean is not allowing it. Jelly Bean wants it off the dresser, so every time he jumps up on the dresser, pop, it goes in the floor. Snickers wants to eat them. And so I keep finding chewed up bits of flour all over the house. I'm telling you, these boys. But in any case, as soon as I saw this, I knew I had to stitch it because it's perfect. Hecate also likes to chew on my flowers. So I've told my husband no more flowers. I said, I know I love flowers. I know you buy me flowers because you love me, and I love you for that. But no more flowers for now. Until Jelly Bean and Snickers get out of this phase, no more flowers. Because it's awful what they do to them. But once again, since nothing can travel alone, I went ahead and got another pattern. And this one is by Little Dub Designs. And it is Black Cats and Pumpkins. There it is. I absolutely love it. It is bright, it is colorful, and you know, unlike most, and I know it's a sampler type chart, but unlike most samplers, it's not just here's an alphabet and some numbers and some little pictures. This has the poem, and I love that poem. And it's just so bright and colorful and cute, and I love it. I love it. So I got this one, and that's all of my acquisitions for this time. With all three of us being sick, I haven't really shopped much. And I think, I haven't gotten the March fabric of the month, but she doesn't mail it out until, she'll probably mail it out next week. She mails it out like the last week of the month. I haven't really ordered anything. I have so much. I really don't want to order anything. I'm trying hard to be good. Like I said, I do have to go Sunday to Hobby Lobby to get the green floss for the herbalist stitch along. I do have to get that, but you know, that's what, 66 cents. So that's it for cross stitch. Sewing, I have nothing. I haven't been well enough to sew. First I was nursing my husband back to health and my daughter back to health, and of course I'm not that rude person who's going to be running the sewing machine while they're trying to sleep. So I haven't been sewing. I am planning next week to sit down and do some sewing. I have the Animal Crossing fabric that I want to turn into a project bag for my Animal Crossing cross stitch. These two. I need to make that project bag. I have the fabric picked out for the project bag, the Quilt As You Go kit that my husband got me for Christmas. I did the smaller one but haven't done the larger one. Well, I have the fabric all set for that one, and then I want to go through my scrap basket of quilting fabric and make up some more project bags. I have plenty of project bags for all of my projects, but a lot of them are smaller ones that I use for like the little kits and things. I need some bigger ones, so I want to go through my scrap bag and make some bigger project bags for that. But like I said, I have plenty of fabric in my scrap basket. My project bags are made out of scraps, or you know, if I go to one of my fabric websites or whatever that has remnants, sometimes they'll have small little half-yard remnants of cotton, and I'll get those, but mostly it's scraps. It's either scraps or remnants. You know, if I run into Joann's for something and they have some end of the bolt where they've only got like a half yard left on the bolt, well, they'll usually discount that for you, and so I'll clear off the bolt and take that for project bags and pouches and things. So I have plenty of fabric. I haven't bought any. Now I have been cutting. That basket right there with those envelopes, those are all garments that I have cut out for me and my daughter, for summer clothes. I've got them cut out. Once I cut out a pattern of fabric, I put the pieces, the buttons, zippers, whatever's necessary, the matching thread and everything in one of those envelopes. They just Velcro shut and just put it there. That way, when I go to sew that garment, I have everything I need right there in that pouch and I don't have to look for anything. So that's what those envelopes are. That's all I've managed to get done, because I could sit in the floor and cut and not wake anybody up while they were sick. So, but next week I hope to get started sewing some things. And that's it for sewing. I've done nothing. Gardening, we finished the new chicken coop. That's done. They've already been moved into it, and we've started dismantling the old coop. Now, we got rained out. That area of the yard is lower. So whenever it rains, it's understanding water. So, and that's another reason why we wanted to move the chickens to a different area of the yard, because that's not fair to them. So we can't finish dismantling that until it dries out a little bit. Now, where the chickens are, we still need to make the pen for them, the run where they can go out and scratch around and whatnot. But that's going to be made out of the walls of the old one. As we dismantle it, we'll just move it and reassemble it. So that has to wait for a little bit until it dries out. There will be no more free-ranging chickens. No more. I can't do it. I won't do it. My back porch is covered with chicken poop. I know there are people who are like, oh, free range your chickens, it's great. Maybe if you have more land and you can fence off an area just for them, but we just have a little over an acre. My backyard is nothing but holes that they have dug. There are bare patches where they've scratched all the grass and everything. It's awful. And my back porch, like I said, it is covered in chicken poop, and that's not pleasant. Not to mention the fact that Artemis goes out there and grazes like she's at the all-you-can-eat buffet and eats chicken poop, to the point where last month we had to actually give her very expensive medication because she ate so much chicken poop she got a parasite, which is not good. So we've said no more. They're not going to be free ranged anymore. So we're going to have to build a new pen for them, and they're just going to stay in that pen, which we're also going to cut down on the size of our flock. Right now we have 20. Some of them are old. They will probably, we still have 2 of them that are some of our original chickens. So they're 8 years old, and chickens don't normally live that long. So as the older ones die off, we're not going to replace them. We'd like to get our flock down to like a dozen chickens. That's a little more manageable. Right now we are getting anywhere from 15 to 18 eggs per day. Now, don't get me wrong, we do sell the excess, but oh my gosh, we don't sell that many. So we're gonna cut down the size of our flock to about a dozen chickens. That should be good. That'll give us plenty and enough for us to sell to our friends. Once that old coop is dismantled, we can put up the garden tunnel and then the raised beds. So that'll be done. Right now, I have cleared out the front flower bed that goes along the front porch. I have cleaned out all of the overgrown stuff and replaced it with smaller perennials like daylilies and agapanthus and some columbine, some more lilies, things like that. So that's done. I've cleaned off the front porch, gone through the potted plants. Those have all been cleaned out from the winter and pruned of any dead wood and things like that. So all of that's done. Otherwise, our garden's fine. We've got a bunch of snow peas out there, but we can't go out and harvest them until it quits raining. So that's a thing. Otherwise, everything's fine. Everything's going along as normal. Not much going on. We're still, right now we're just waiting for me to get completely well and for the rain to stop. I will say, being sick, I couldn't use my arm. So my arm is healing. Finally. I won't say it's at 100% yet, but it's at about 95. So that's okay. That's not bad. So that's a good thing. But anyway, that's all that's going on here. It's a shorter video this time, but that's okay. I will be back in 2 weeks, hopefully with more progress. Probably new starts from the stitch-alongs. So maybe a Halloween ornament, maybe. We'll see. But anyway, thank you for coming to visit me in my craft room. I always enjoy, rambling. Always happy to see you. If you see anything you like, hit the like button, subscribe, comment. I love to read your comments. Again, thank you for taking time out of your day to visit me here in my craft room, and I hope to see you again. In the meantime, have a wonderful weekend. I know most of us are done with spring break by now, getting back into the regular routine. But in any case, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you next time.